Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Sajith Premadasa, has questioned as to why the public is being burdened in a backdrop where the government states that the country has achieved significant economic growth. Issuing a media release, parliamentarian Sajith Premadasa says that during this Vesak period, when the universal wish is for all beings to be well, the present government has shown its anti-people agenda by throwing the people into the fire by implementing its policies.
Issuing a media release on the price hike of goods, the Deputy Leader of the United National Party states that governments around the world raise taxes in order to balance their expenses. The release notes that it is the general practice to increase the taxes imposed on the public in a manner that the public will be able to bear. Sajith Premadasa also adds that it is the general practice to impose taxes on companies which generate large profits. However, the parliamentarian notes that before taking such steps, a government should win the trust of the public by being transparent on how it utilizes funds. According to Sajith Premadasa, the current government has completely violated this norm. He adds that the country is being pushed towards a precipice due to the wasteful expenses of the government as well as its improper management and economic policies which are against the common man. The release points out that while there is a class of wealthy citizens in the country who spend hundreds of thousands daily, there are also people who survive on a daily wage of 500 rupees. The release also notes that in such a backdrop, ministers who are elected to public office by the people are making statements that a family can survive for a month with 7,500 rupees. The Deputy Leader of the UNP states that the innocent people of this country will continue to face hardships because the government is not keen on rectifying its plans and programs. The release also notes that the people need to decide if they will continue to tolerate the injustice meted out by this government or will instead rise up to establish a more people-friendly government.
Well, speaking at a meeting in Hettipola yesterday, United National Party parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara expressed his views about the latest wave of price increases.
What led to the increase in prices of goods? We witnessed recently how people were bathing in milk. You also saw how people in the estates could not sell their milk, poured milk along the road. Never before in Sri Lankan history has milk being poured on the road in this manner. People never bathed with bowser loads of milk just because they could not sell the milk. It was a history where the milk was given to even an innocent child. But what has been done now? It is a government conspiracy to waste milk in this manner. This is a government conspiracy. Why is that? If the government says this and everything else is an international conspiracy, then we are saying that it is a government conspiracy.
අපි කියන දැන් ආණ්ඩුව කියනවා නම් මේ ජාත්‍යන්තර කුමන්ත්‍රණ කියලා හැම එකටම අපි කියන මේක ආණ්ඩුවේ කුමන්ත්‍රණ.
Time now for the cartoon of the day, which we selected from amongst today's English newspapers. Time now for Biz First.
The agriculture export income has reduced during the month of February this year. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka states that when compared to last year, the income earned from tea exports has reduced to $105 million, which is a fall of 11.6%. Meanwhile, the coconut exports have increased by 46.5% in the month of February. The central bank notes that an increase in coconut production and the high price fetched by coconuts in the international market have contributed to this situation. However, during the month of February, the income earned from spices, which is not considered to be a traditional export, has reduced by 40%. The central bank stated that the reduction in the export of cinnamon, pepper and cloves has led to this situation.
You're watching News First. Up next is Action TV.
Action TV received reports of a scam which is taking place in the Pallugamo area in Udubadava and proceeded to the area to investigate the matter. We received word that clay is being excavated from a forest reserve under the guise of constructing a tank. However, our reporter was unable to carry out his duties as he was obstructed by a group of individuals led by a Samruddhi development officer. The situation returned to normal only when the OIC of the Dumalasuriya police station arrived at the location along with a police party. According to the Agricultural Research and Development Officer in the area, 400 acres of paddy land were cultivated using water from a source within the reserve.
කුරුණෑගල දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ තිබෙන එකම මධ්‍යවාරි
This is the only anecut in the Kurunagala district, the Galkissa Anecut Initiative. There was a reserve here under the purview of the divisional secretary.
ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම්තුමා භාරයේ තිබුණ රක්ෂිතයක්.
However, there are only a few clues remaining which can be used to identify this area as a reserve. Such a fate befell this area after funds were allocated for a certain project through the Gamanaguma program. Meanwhile, the farmer community in the area states that this project which is currently underway is one which does not meet the needs of the farmer community. There was a need for a tank. Permission was granted for such a tank several times. An amount of 10 lakhs was also approved. The need of the hour was to construct a tank to retain water and feed this water into the Anecut. However, officials have bypassed this need and are destroying the reserve under the guise of constructing a tank. It was the Samurdhi development officer who was also the secretary of a farmer society in the area who attempted to justify the construction activities. This used to be a forest. With the assistance of the Ministry of Economic Development under the purview of farmer organizations, this was implemented with their participation. Ironically, the president and the treasurer of this farmer society had resigned from their posts in opposition to the move to construct a tank. We could not approve this program, so I voluntarily took the decision to resign. Gamanaguma is a program which was initiated under the Mahinda Chintanya program. However, shouldn't officials review whether this project which is initiated under the Gamanaguma program complies with the standards set by the Greener Society concept of the Mahinda Chintanya? District Secretary of Kurunagala, this is over to you.
A 15-year-old boy died from electrocution in the Gala area this morning. The victim was a grade 10 student of the Ramakrishna Vidyalaya in Galaha, and the accident had taken place at around 8:30 this morning. It has been revealed that the victim, Ramachandran Kishore Kumar, had met with this tragedy while at a tuition class. Police stated that Kishore Kumar had climbed an unprotected electric post during the interval. Our correspondent in the area stated that the post-mortem examination was conducted at the Galaha hospital. Welcome back. Sri Lankan sprinter Shehan Ambepitiya is yet another athlete who has expectations to compete at the London Olympics. Shehan will head to Thailand tomorrow in his quest to qualify for the Games.
Athletes will have another chance to qualify for the Olympics based on their performance at the Asian Athletics Grand Prix, which kicks off on the 8th of this month in Thailand. Shehan won gold medals in the 100 and 200 meters events at the Youth Commonwealth Games in 2008. Shehan will have to clock a time of less than 10.24 seconds in the 100 meters to qualify for the Olympics. Before coming to Sri Lanka, I clocked a time of 10.54 seconds in the 100 meters. This will be my second competition for the year. At the Asian Grand Prix, we have 3 competitions, so I think it will help me a lot to surpass the Olympic qualification level. Shehan has also trained in Jamaica last year. My training campaign includes 6 Olympic qualification races within a period of 1 month in Europe starting from next month. My aim is to do my level best at that competition, so I believe that I have a great chance to qualify for the Olympics.
And on that note, we wrap up tonight's edition of Prime Time News. Don't forget, you can log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk for all the stories we aired tonight and for live visuals from the Sirasa Vesak Kalape. I'm Sonali Manikabadage. Good night.